I grew up losing my mom at a very tender age when I was transiting from being a teenager to being an adult.
Hello and welcome to Parental Hub and Creative Minds Foundation, where we explore the real stories, lessons, and everyday wins of parenting in today's world. My name is Njideke Nudogu, and each episode I sit down with parents who share practical advice, the challenges they faced, and what has truly worked for them in raising children who are grounded and confident. Today, I am joined by Chuku the Treasure Oyinye, all the way from Canada. Hello.
Hi.
A lover of Jesus Christ, a food lover, and CEO of Natural Treasures Kitchen, a top-notch catering service provider. So in case you need a caterer, a very good meal from Nigeria, please contact her. She is a social worker and an emotional intelligence certified professional. Oyinye is passionate about inspiring women to become their best in life. She is married and blessed with 2 lovely boys. We'll be talking about her parenting journey, what has helped her the most, and her best advice for anyone raising children in this modern world. Every parent's story is unique, and what we want to do is to help people. I mean, there's a lot of challenges in today's world. Parents are struggling to find their balance between their work, between their family, and then raising children. And so we are engaging people who have been married over the years and have been able to go through it all, so that we can also encourage the upcoming parents on how to handle life's challenges and then how to raise their kids, especially in the world that we live in today. So, I'll start by asking, can you tell me a bit about your parenting journey? How did it all begin for
Okay.
you?
Yeah. Okay. I've been married for 14 years now. So by March next year, we'll be celebrating our 15 years anniversary. And it's been an amazing journey, honestly. And I'm grateful to the person I'm married also. He's someone that loves to read. He's someone that loves knowledge. So our parenting journey is not just something we dabble into. We read a lot of books, we have discussions, we miss it, we ask questions. It's not a rocket science. It's somewhere there are people that have been through the journey that, and doing it well, that we were able to engage. I when we got married, like I got pregnant like few months into my marriage, and honestly a lot of things changed for me. It was not the same for me. The initial stage of my pregnancy, I had a little bit of challenge. First of all, what happened to me is that I had to go on a leave for 3 months because my baby was threatened, and I was asked to, stay at home for some time until I gave birth to that baby. So, and when we gave birth to the baby, for me, I did not understand what to do with the baby. With all the stuff I have read, right? I grew up losing my mom at a very tender age when I was transiting from being a teenager to being an adult. And my 2 elder sisters, they were living at abroad at that moment. At that time, I was living in Nigeria before I moved over to Canada. And when they discharged me from hospital, honestly, with all I have read and all I knew, I did not know what to do with my baby. I could remember crying. I was actually crying one day, when the day they discharged me, and a nurse was like, I knew her, she was my husband's friend for a long time. And she was, why are you crying? I said, I don't know what to do with this baby. I've never bathed a baby that is a month or a day old, a week old. So what am I going to do with this baby? I was just discharged like 3 days after delivery. And I was weeping because my mother-in-law was meant to come in, but she wasn't coming in immediately. I'm being discharged from the hospital. And all that I read was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with the baby. I've never betted a baby, so how was I going to do it? And I remember that first day, she said, okay, don't worry. I'm going to go home, pack, stop my stuff, and come and stay with you for a period of time. And thankfully, she stayed with me for like 1 month.
Oh, wow.
And within that 1 month, she taught me a lot. Learning something in a book and knowing how to do it right there is a whole different ball game.
Different things altogether.
Okay, and that was what really helped me. It wasn't easy, but we made it.
So what were your biggest fears or expectations when you first became a parent?
Parenting is an amazing journey. It's a beautiful journey. But I will tell you the truth. It's where I have never been before. First of all, I had this fear of unknown. So if I give birth to these children, what am I going to do with them? Right? There was this fear of unknown. I didn't know what tomorrow holds, how we're going to raise these children up. Am I going to be a good mother? I don't know whether any other person felt the same way. Even with all that I knew, even with my background and my foundation, I was still afraid. I was still afraid. I was scared. Am I going to be a good mother? Will I be able to give them all they would need? Will I be there present for them? I saw a lot of things, growing up and, not within my immediate family, with other children, that I don't want to make the same mistake. I want to be there for my children. I had that fear. I had that fear, yes.
Which I mean, every parent would have, especially because there's always a first time when you venture into parenting. What has been your biggest parenting challenge and how did you work through it?
Okay, one of my biggest challenges is raising a teenager. Oh yeah. Like I told you earlier, I have 2 boys. I noticed that when my son started getting into puberty, there was a kind of a tussle, between us. And I didn't know what was going on. His father would tell him something to do and he does it. And I would tell him something to do and he would ask me a dozen questions. I was like, what is going on with me? And I will remember, having series of misunderstanding with him. He wasn't understanding me on certain areas. I wasn't understanding him. And I remember my husband telling me something. He said, honey, sweetie, I don't want you to have problem with this boy. I understand what you are going through, but you need to sit down and evaluate what you are doing. It was a tough one. Like in my head, I was like, why can't you talk to your son? Why don't you use your power? He made a statement. He said, he can make him do what I want. But the truth is that when he's not there, there's no guarantee that he's going to obey me on that thing. And I remember, I'm a person of faith, and I started praying for myself and started asking questions, certain questions. Am I doing, am I approaching this thing the right way? I remember reading a book, Raising Up Boys by Dobson. And when they got to dealing with your teenage boys, it was like a deliverance for me. I will tell you the gospel truth. Because they made a statement, said, when your son gets to puberty, a lot of things start happening to him. A rush of hormones, their hormones are changing, puberty is happening, they are, a lot of things. Their voices are changing, they want to become a man. They said that at that stage, that they question a lot of things, especially with their mothers. So if you do not know how to communicate with them, if you do not know how to engage with them, you are going to break your child because you are going to throw all your authority. But the truth is that it's a matter of time. it is a matter of time. You won't be able to do those things anymore. You won't be able to beat him. You won't be able to do a lot of things with him. And when I heard that, it was like an aha moment for me. I was like, oh, is that what I'm going through? And they started providing solutions on how to deal with them, understanding what they were going through. You know, that's where empathy comes from, right? A lot of things happening to him. He's not even aware. He doesn't even know how to handle it. He doesn't even know how to handle it. Then I had to change. One of the things I did is that I changed my communication style. You know, the other day I was even talking with my husband. I said, I'm proud of myself. I think I'm doing very great with my son. He said, yes, I also noticed it. Right? So we talk. Sometimes, you know, initially when they were going on, you tell them, do this thing, they will jump up and do it immediately. You will tell them to do something, they will tell you, I'm coming. 10 minutes, 30 minutes. So in that book, I learned how to, re-strategize. You know, if they're not ready to do something, when can they do it? And you follow through, right? Especially something that is not nothing. The world is not coming to an end. Okay, arrange your room. Okay, dude. You know, some of the chores that we ask them to do, or some of the things that we want them to do, they mustn't do it at your time. You must get down that you have to, understand that they mustn't do it at your time. How am I going to engage this my teenager, and so that we'll stop having something that looks like a power talk zone, because they will start resisting you. And it's been smooth, it's been amazing, and I'm so glad of the woman I'm becoming, honestly.
And it's because making you better.
It was a learning call for me. It was a learning call. Yeah.
And that period is also a time that you either make or mar that child, because it becomes a breaking point. It's when you either win or lose them.
I know.
Once we don't do things right, we lose them completely. And the best thing that can really happen is for you as a mother. It's even easier for you and the people say it's easier with the mom and the son, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It takes a lot. So if you're able to break that genes, if you're able to form a good communication, method for you and your son, it's lovely. And listeners, I hope you're learning, even as a young mother. I mean, even for those of you who have been married for years, you are still going through this challenge. You have your struggles in raising your children. You might have boys, you might have a mix of boys and girls, you might have just girls. It's still the same thing. If you follow the rules, if you follow this method, you're still going to get the same result. So I hope you're all listening, and I hope you're all taking notes. During stressful times, whether it's work or personal, how do you stay present for your children?
Oh, I prioritize self-care. The truth is that if I can't, take care of myself, I can't take care of them. And self-care helps me to be in a very good health space for myself, for them, and also my spouse, right? There are things that I do. I go for a spa. I use my me time.
Did you guys hear that?
I use my me time. Like, I'll tell you, can you give me some time? One of the things I tell people, know how you distress, right? Know the things that work for you. Sometimes it could be a nap. I'll tell them, just give me 5 minutes. Let me just relax. I need to sleep. Instead of coming in and I'm snapping at them, or, carrying the workload and bringing it into my home and all that, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't even help me. I will do things that I feel bad because I'm not in a very good head space with whatever I am doing at that moment. So I do self-care. I prioritize it. And also learn to, find my happy place. I also learn to find my happy place. Do I need to talk to someone? I don't know about you, but sometimes there are some things that, yes, I talk with my spouse, but I need to talk with, someone, random person, maybe call up a friend, share that problem, and, to just ease myself. I prioritize self-care. I find my happy place. Yeah. And I rest. I sleep. If I need to sleep, I sleep. The truth is that I tell people, I said, there is always something to do.
Yeah.
There's always something to do. And you should learn when to take a break. You should learn to take a break for yourself.
That's a good one. Learn to know when to take a break. Find what works for you. Know when to take a break. Know when to say no. Know when to put a stop. To pause, really. In raising your children. And I like that aspect of a lot of times when we come in with our baggages, either from work or home or wherever, we just dump it on the children, forgetting that they're also human. And they also have their own challenges.
I know.
And they need us. They just want our attention. And most times when we come back and we snap at them, we just lose them. They just... they go right into their shells.
You're very right.
And at that time, you don't even know whether they are vulnerable and they need you most. They just want to talk to you. They just want to let out, and it's a whole lot. And we need to just find that balance.
Another thing I do is to just keep quiet. I don't know whether it happens to you. That's when you walk into your house and you see everything that is wrong. They didn't keep their shoes very well. Their bag is not in the right place. You are seeing everything that is not working. One of the things I learned at such moments is to keep quiet. Because I noticed something. You open the door. Who kept this one? Who did this one? Blah, blah. And everybody's running. And I'll tell myself, how can children that came running to welcome me, and I'm snapping as I open the door? So I learned to also close my eyes to certain things. Doesn't mean I won't talk about it, but not at the moment they came to welcome me. Not at the moment I am so stressed. It doesn't usually come out the best way.
Yeah. I agree. Close your eyes to certain things. It's not everything you scream at. It's not everything you shout. Sometimes they are doing the wrong things. They come in, the house is not well kept. Just close your eyes and pretend as if it doesn't exist. It's just like when they quarrel. It's not every misunderstanding they have as siblings that you interfere. Sometimes you just let them be. When they finish, they'll settle themselves.
Do you know there's something that happened one day? That was when it ended for me. Both of them were poor. I did not. The younger one know how to scream for Africa, if I use that word, right? And I was like, I just hit the other boy, my first son. That boy wept that day. I felt so bad. He said, Mommy, you didn't ask me. I just acted on impulse, right? Because the second one was screaming. Lo and behold, he was the one that was looking for trouble. Lo and behold, I apologized and finished talking with my son. I took my decision from that day. But in less than 3 minutes, I was hearing this laughter from their room. I was like, oh my God. Adults will go for hours, days, not talking to each other. I said, laughter from their room. I said, you know what? You can't bring me in between two of you anymore. No, I learned my lesson the hardest way. It wasn't, he cried, he wept.
Wow.
It was very emotional for me. I won't lie to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. On a final note, what advice would you give to young parents or parents-to-be, people who are just starting the journey that are listening to you?
Knowledge. I'm a person of faith. I've said it earlier. In all you're getting, get knowledge. One of the things that helped me is that at every stage where my children are, I find something to read that will give me the information that I need at the moment. Sometimes I go ahead of time. Before they became teenagers, I studied some. When I stumbled into the problem I told you about, I had to go back. Because sometimes we forget, right? Knowledge. There are people that have been through this journey and they have done greatly well. Ask questions. I have mentors that I know that have done incredible work when it comes to parenting. I go back to them. How do you make your children? How do you help them study? One of them, the daughter graduated from university, first class. And she told me that the second one is on the pathway to first class again. There's something they are doing. There's something that they know. Ask questions. And also find yourself in a community.
Very important.
Find yourself in a very good, supportive community. It is very important. It is very important. Because there people share knowledge, they share information, they even share resources where you, yes. Find yourself in a community that will help you. Find yourself in a community that will help you. And another thing I will tell them is find your happy place. Because at times in this journey, you are going to feel so overwhelmed. Like you ask me, how do you distress? What are the things that you do? What are the things that work for you? Prayer also works for me. You cannot, for me as a person of faith, I cannot separate praying for my children as a parent and whatever I'm doing. Paul says, James says something in the book of James. He said, faith without work is dead. So one of the faith things that I do is I pray for them. I study with them. Sometimes we pick a book and we read it together. So both of us are on the same page about what we are talking. I remember when we want to cut down on the intake of sugar with my children. My husband did something amazing. He got a lot of videos. They watched a lot of videos on that. And both all of us are on the same page in this journey. Because it's also good for them to also know why you are doing what you are doing. So that it's not going to be a tussle, struggle for them to, get what you are saying. They run with it when they own it. That's all I have to say.
Because a lot of times because we are parents, we just want to force it down their throats without...
It doesn't work. When they leave you...
them the why.
When they leave
behind
you,
the decision we make.
The truth is that when they leave you, it's not going to be one of their values. They won't hold it. They are waiting for you. They are waiting to leave your house so that they will live the life they think is best for them because they don't understand the why behind everything you are doing with them. Yes.
Wow. Okay. We have come to the end of this session, and I just want to say a very big thank you. Thank you. And remember, you can build your community no matter where you find yourself. Whether you are in Nigeria, whether you're in Canada, America, there is always a community to build. Parenting is not just by one parent or two parents. Parenting is also built by a community, So I hope we've taken learnings on this aspect of life and then parenting, and then we're going to also put it into practice. Thank you for listening to Parental Hub and Creative Minds, where we have honest conversations and share practical wisdom for modern parents. If this episode inspired you or made you reflect on your own parenting journey, please share it, subscribe, and leave a review. Until next time when we meet, keep being good, keep shining, keep being a good parent. God bless you.